Hello, everybody, and welcome to our session this afternoon with regards to simplifying remote working and how to do it with Boyum Solutions. Today, I'm joined by Rosi. Rosi and I have worked together for some time now, and pleased to say our working relationship is very strong in the fact that we do an awful lot with Boyum at Ascari. If not all, of our customers use something from the Boyum family. And especially with the way things have changed over the last couple of years with the COVID pandemic and how people have had to work from home and away from the office, enabling solutions to provide that ability to carry on functioning has been essential. So just so everyone is aware today, today's session is being recorded. But please feel like it's an interactive session. If you wish to join in, you're more than welcome. And we'll get started. Rosi, I'll hand over to you.
Thank you so much, Alan. Thank you for everybody for joining today. And as Alan said, we're going to talk about working remotely. How can we help you if you have to stay at home for whatever reason, kids, COVID, hopefully that's over soon. But I think working remotely is going to stay around. And you want to have the tools which going to help you to do so. And, sitting down, logging on via VPN to a system, it sometimes takes time and then you can't connect. So you want to have tools where you can do your work straight from your computer, even if you are not in the office. So what I want to introduce to you today is 3 products we have. I picked 3 products, and of course, if you want to have a more detailed demo on one of the products, please contact Alan, and we can have a session where we can actually have a one-to-one and talk a little bit deeper with each product. So I want to talk about CRM for Outlook. Sales is one of the most important things. We want to make sure we have great communication with our customers. We want to make sure we can give the customer whatever they need right away, as soon as possible. If they ask for a quote, if they ask for an order, you want to be able to send it to them right away. And again, maybe you are not in the office, maybe you are at home. So you can actually go into your Outlook, you open up your email, which you probably have open, and can create the sales quote, the sales order for the customer right there. And then you can use the print and deliver, you see as the third option right here, to mail it automatically to the customer. Because print and delivery has a scheduler, and you put in the order through CRM Outlook, and I will show you. And then print and deliver is configured on my server that it kicks in every minute. For example, check every minute if there is a new document, and it will send out that quote or order to the customer, which already saves you a lot of time. You don't have to log on to your SAP. You do the quote or order from your system, and you never have to click the print button because the system will do it for you. If you do production, if you run production, or you have to create a lot of bill of material, like you're a product manager and you're designing a lot of bombs, then the Boyum Cloud would be your solution. Because there you can create your bill of material right on the browser, upload it to SAP when ready. You can manage your production orders from that platform. You know exactly what's going on the shop floor. So those are your Boyum Cloud products. If I'm at home, I'm a manager, I get stuck at home, I'm the shop floor manager, but I want to know what's going on, I can log on the browser. I know who is working on what production order, for example, what's going on the shop floor. So let's talk about CRM for Outlook first. To me, that is always important. I always want to give my customer an answer as soon as possible. They send you emails. I want to have the information about this customer at my fingertips. So if I send you an email and I'm the new controller, I want to be able, I want you to be able to tell me right away, hey, what do you owe you? How many invoices are open? All this you can do in Outlook. So you can sell more. close your deals quicker because you have your customer information at your fingertips. You can create all activities right away, follow-up activities straight from Outlook, from an email. You can also create activities. If you send me an email, before you send it, you say, hey, create an activity for this email because I want to keep track of it. And of course, you can always check your KPIs for the customer. You have shortcuts to SAP, which is not relevant if you're remotely and you don't have SAP running. You can also have customer reports. You can have custom reports on your Outlook. And then, of course, you can always look up business partner, different business partner. You can always create new business partner and so on. So in your Outlook, you can totally organize your work. And you have a to-do list. You as the user, it's so nice. I log on, I can go, okay, this is the stuff I have to do. This is what is overdue. I have a problem. So let's go into Outlook. It increases your productivity. Of course, you can create SAP documents, as I talked about, and then you have your on tab. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to open up Outlook for you, and let's look at all those. We're not going to look at all those features, but I want you to have a good idea what you can do. So if I'm going to click over here, you see right here, I'm in Outlook. I'm at home. I'm cooking. Don't tell anybody while you're working. You maybe get an email from a customer. This customer sent you an email right away. I know this customer is with Maxitech. I know right away that they owe us $16,000. I also know their sales year to date, month to date, the total documents. If I go to a different email, it changes. Let me find one that's really changing. You see, it changes the business partner because those email addresses are recognized in SAP. Those are contact people in your SAP database, and you have all the customer information here at your fingertips. If I click back, it's like open up the business partner master data like you're used to it in SAP. It's just in an Outlook kind of way. So you can see contact people, properties, and all that stuff. You can also view the user-defined fields from here. Okay. Here is your business partner information. Here is your contact person information. Maybe I do not want to send Christian an email. Maybe I want to send somebody else in the company an email. So I would just go here and say, send this person an email instead, and it would come up right away. So business partner information, again, year to sales, year to date. This one looks not good either. I have a lot of red numbers. Top 5 items for this year. Very nice. This is the top 5 items. I have only 3 in this case, but it goes up to top 5 items. Business partner information, contact person information. You can track emails. This has nothing to do with SAP, but maybe I say, I have to get back to this email, or Alan has to check this email. I'm just going to click track. And you see here, it changed to 4 trackings. I can always go in here and I can see my trackings. What it does, it's my sticky notes. Instead of having sticky notes on your desk, I'm going in here and see I track those because I have to do something, and the beauty is it copies in the email. Once you're finished, you untrack it. This is really just Outlook related for you to track it for your it's your sticky notes. As I mentioned already earlier, you can create quotations, orders, sales opportunities, activities, okay, service calls. All this can be done from here. You don't have to go into SAP. Okay, so think about, I'm sending you an email and say, could you please give me, create a quote for me on those and these items? You would go in here and say quotation. It fills in the customer information right away. And they were asking for this item, for example, and maybe for another item, I don't know. They were asking for this, exactly how you would do it in SAP. There's the due date, document date. You save and close it. And let me put webinar. What's today? 10:14 in here. I'm going to save and close it. This quotation now is in SAP. You do not have to be logged on. Okay, you do not. I have it open right now so you can see. If somebody, the server has to be running somewhere. My server could be in Europe. Well, you're in Europe, in the US. Okay, your server could be in the US. If Alan goes, maybe he's a person that works in SAP. If he would pull up the last quote, he would actually see it right away. There it is. It's real time. You, of course, in Outlook, here you open sales quotation. Here it is. And watch this. Maybe you forgot to do something, so you pull it up in Outlook and then you say you have to update something. I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Or I put another line whatsoever. If Alan is in SAP, watch this. I'm going to refresh this sales quotation because it was open. It updated right away. That's the beauty of it. Maybe Alan in the office updates something. Maybe he wants to put remarks. And guess what? It's going to flow back in Outlook because it's basically SAP's data. If I go here, I see right here, this was updated. So it's real time. So you do not have to be in SAP as long as your server is running somewhere in the world. For example, I live in the US. I'm going to Europe next week. I have a server here. For example, if I would have one in the US, I could always connect to my database and I do not have to do a VPN. Okay, so you can do sales order, quotation, and of course you can take this quotation now. I'm emailing you again and say, okay, this save me the order and copy it to sales order just like you can do in SAP. Okay, you can do activities. On the activities, I want to see you. So I'm somebody sending me an email and I'm going to say, hey, I want to create an activity. It's telling me I already have an activity for this email, which is nice. I'm going to do it anyway. It copies the email into my activity and it attaches the attachments right here because that's what I have configured. If I go to this one, I have a bunch of attachments. Watch this. I'm going to do an activity. I don't have an email body, but I'm going to do an activity. It attaches all 7 attachments. Of course, you can modify it. You can delete some or you can add some other attachments. Because I have it configured when I create an activity, I want the attachments to go with the activity. It makes total sense. You don't want to do it manually. What's also nice is that you can create a meeting in Outlook. If I create this activity, it also goes in my Outlook for a reminder, which I like. You know, we always have our phones. We want to be reminded. And I can invite people which would put this meeting also on their Outlook calendar. So you can do this. And as soon as I save and close, it will go. Let me do that quick, actually. 10:28, that's fine. Let's do 10:28. I gotta remember. And I'm gonna say here webinar again, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to save it. Oops. Oh, this is the contact person then. I have a problem with this one. Let me try this one. I have been messing around with my database. So let me go in here. Let me try this one. 10:28. Oops. Sorry about that. Is it gonna do it? Yeah. And I'm gonna invite somebody. Let me see if this one, because I messed with my system. And what it does, I didn't do webinar and stuff, but I can invite somebody because I said I want to invite somebody. So I could send you an email and it puts it on your calendar. If I go here on the 28th, sorry about my busy calendar, I have it right here. This is it. This is what I created. So it put it on my Outlook calendar. There we go. Okay. And of course, it's also on in my SAP. I will pull it up. Remember, you do not have to have SAP running as long the server is running. There we go, 1028. Okay, so all this you can do straight from here. Never have to go to the system. You can also view all your open documents. So maybe I'm sending you an email. Hey, I'm new to Maxitech. Can you see how many invoices I have open and give me the invoice numbers? There we go. Total of this many. Okay. You can also create your own custom reports for the customers. Remember, you need to have the B1 usability package. If you are not familiar with that, please let Alan know. Okay. Also, when you say a new email and you sending me an email and blah, 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 you can say track on send and then send. What this does, it will create an activity from the email I'm sending to the customer. Same thing. Will create the email. If I have attachments, it would do the attachments. All this is business partner related, but of course you can always go in here and find a different business partner if you don't have an email. It's absolutely, if I could type right, always find a different business partner. I see their contacts, open items, trackings, and so on. And I can always click. Let me do a totally different one. This is a vendor. You can look up vendors too. You can always click OK also and have it up here. Do I have a different contact person highlighted? But it's a better view for here to do it, to look it up here. If you do not have a contact person, if this email is not recognized in SAP, you would get this. And that's fine. But you can always say this is a contact in SAP, find the business partner by typing 3 letters, and then let me do that quick. Maxitech and say OK, and right away this person, oh, I messed with this one. This person will be also created this contact person for Maxitech. And then it will be attached. So, like I said, if it's recognized, you know exactly where this person belongs. If not, you can always say this is not a B1 connection, or you add it to a business partner. And you have full visibility what's going on with this customer and can create your documents. So let's go back to creating documents, to my print and delivery. Let me talk about print and delivery. Print, you create the documents here. And because your company knows that you have a lot of external people working from all over, you have print and delivery right here, and you have a scheduler. And the scheduler can say, I want you to check all my sales quotes or sales orders for examples, and I want you to check every 30 minutes maybe, or every 5 minutes. You know, it's up to you. Because once you create it, you can always say to your customer, you should receive the sales order in the next 5 minutes, the next hour. You know, we get that all the time. So then this will pick up your sales quote, sales quotation activity, whatever you want to send automatically, and will email it to the customer. Okay, very powerful. With print and deliver, you don't have to touch any print button, and which makes it nice because you don't have to be in SAP. It just kicks it off automatically. And that goes with statements, that goes with account balances. Just one example with print and delivery, what every customer wants. And hopefully you do too. If you have print and delivery, that's what you need. Where are my drafts? It's this one. For example, you know, when you send a statement to your customer, the first thing the customer says is they didn't pay because they don't have a copy of the invoice or they never received it. Then you have to pull it again and send it. And it's very, very cumbersome. I used to implement. Customers told me all the time. Print and delivery, you can schedule something like this once a month. You send them a grid in the email with the open invoices, and then you attach one PDF with those invoices attached. Now imagine you have this automation right here. So you don't have to think about it. Oh, I gotta go into the system and send this out. You say, hey, I'm gonna do this monthly at 6 o'clock in the morning, on the 26th of each month at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then they have it and they have all the invoices there. The same with account balance. You schedule what makes sense with your company. Okay, what makes sense with you. So that's why I mentioned print and delivery. With goes so well with CRM for Outlook, because here you create, or going back to sales, create your documents, your sales documents, and then print and delivery can kick it off to send it. Very, very nice. And also with CRM for Outlook, this is business partner related. Then you have my data. This is me related as the person. And imagine you work from home. I can see what's overdue. I have a lot overdue. What's upcoming? I have nothing upcoming. So I can always go in here. What documents are upcoming? What documents are overdue? My sales year to date, months to date. There's purchasing. You also can view purchasing invoices, which is very nice. Okay. And you can create your own reports with B1 Up and say, hey, I want to report with all my customers, just a summary, all my customers with their balances. So you have your data, you as the sales employee from the company, you as the user, and you have the customer information right here. And like I said, create the documents and have it automatically sent to the customer. So that was your CRM for Outlook. So it's a lot of slides I have here. Print and delivery, we talked about it. Crystal report, integration. Of course, you already have your crystal reports. We have some for you. Schedule your emails automatically. Another thing you can do it, just some examples. If a sales order is more than $10,000, for example, you can also create an activity maybe for the sales order, because you can configure print and delivery to do multiple things, not just emailing. So put logic in there. Hey, a sales order is more than $10,000. I also want the system to create an activity for me to follow up in 5 days. It does it automatically. You don't have to go in and do it manually. Or if it's a new customer, a brand new customer, I'm sending a quote or a sales order, I want to do some additional attachments because it's a first-time customer. I want to attach this and that and this. You can configure that in a very simple way, and the system, the scheduler, takes it from there and knows, oh, this is a first-time customer. I see a query here. I'm going to attach 2 more things, maybe a welcome letter, maybe a contract. I don't know. We pull it from the system and it does it automatically. If I put in my second order, it won't do it again because then it's considered an existing customer. All this logic you can build in with print and delivery. You can do multiple things. You never have to touch the print button ever again. It does it automatically because you have this scheduler and do it. A lot of customers do it.
I don't think we have a customer that doesn't have print and delivery.
Oh, good.
You know, we only have SAP Business One with B1 Up to start with, utility package and print and delivery. Whilst not every user needs it, because not every user sends documents, it's a no-brainer. It just saves so much time. And now that we can see that it's something you can do from home as well, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's absolutely, to me, I used to implement, like Alan said, I mean, they sell it with, it's a must, and I agree too, because it really makes your everyday life so much easier. So now we're going to go to the Boyum Cloud products. If I can log on. So what are this? Do you guys do a lot of bill of material? Do you guys do production orders in SAP? Do you need quality control? This is what you need, the Boyum Cloud products. Because if you're a product manager, you can actually go build your bill of material here on the web. You build it, and then once you are happy with it, you can once you're happy with it, you can actually upload it to SAP. And what's the beauty of it? I'm trying to log on while I'm talking. What's really nice with that is that you can do a cost calculation before you actually upload the product to SAP. And I'm going to go in here and show it to you quick. If it connects, let me see really quick. So there we go. So we have those products. So, again, we can absolutely do a more detailed overview with you, demonstration, but I want to show you what we have. We have built product management. We have produce. That's your terminals for SAP. Imagine you don't have to print out production orders anymore. You can actually operators have terminals on the shop floor, and you as the manager can monitor everything, no matter where you're at. Same with quality control. Really quick teaser, I'm going into build. So if I go into build product management, maybe it doesn't apply to you, but I'm going to mention it quick. I'm sending you an email and I said, hey, I would like for you to build me this machine or whatsoever. And I want you, I would like to have this machine at this and this date. So you have this here. You have this product. I'm sorry about that. I'm going the wrong way. This product request dash a Kanban board. Can always move requests around. You have all access to all your items. You always can go to an item. This is a bill of material and can change it from here, which is very nice. You can delete a raw material. You can put a new raw material and say, hey, this is what we're going to start using. Update this bill of material, and it does update it in SAP. And you see, I'm connected via browser. Okay, meaning you don't have to be in SAP. You can do it straight from here. Let's go to product request. If you do a lot of bill of material, let me pull one I just did. So you can go in here. You say, okay, this is an item I need. You can create an item from here, an inventory item. You can create an item on the fly. You do not have to go to SAP. You can do it here. Again, browser based. You do not have to have SAP running. It's connected to your server. So you have these items. Maybe I send you attachments. I want you to build this machine, and there's my design draft. Maybe I send you some specs. There is some tasks. Maybe I have to call the customer for something. I wasn't clear whatsoever. Those are, again, your sticky notes, your task to do before you actually finish the bill of material. Then you go here. This is the items you need. This you can always input that from Excel, copy it from another item, or do it one by one. And then you create the operation, and everything is drag and drop. So if I go here, just delete those two, you can always go, okay, I want all those, and drag and drop. So a simple way, a nice overview on your bill of material. There's my operation, there's my resource, those are my items. I know that yellow is produced item, blue is raw material I need to buy. Then you go over here, there's a different kind of view where you can open up also the sub-assemblies. But what's the kick on this one is the cost calculation. Before you upload it to SAP Business One, you want to have a cost calculation. There's my labor and material cost. You configure the percentage. There is my sales and administrative cost. And here at the end is the price list. And then you play with it. Say, Rosi, she called me so much, so I'm going to charge her 12%, and it will affect all the numbers. Or my indirect labor cost was this time 7%. And you see this number keeps changing. Then you have a nice chart overview and a list view. Customers love this. So basically, this bill of material is not in the system yet because I'm checking everything. I'm going through all my steps, me as the engineer. Now I'm going to see here direct material cost. I see the unit cost, total cost, and also on my resources. And once I'm happy, I say update the sales price. You don't have to do that. You can turn this off. And then you release this product, and then it will create the bill of material in SAP. Very powerful solution for engineers. I mean, in COVID, we had a lot of people in the food industry, you know, online orders. They had people in here and they got the orders and were building those food packages or whatever they are called. Soap industry, for example, they were busy. Everybody was ordering packages of soap. Doesn't have to be a huge machines and stuff, but of course for engineer to order, this is a very nice, easy way to build their bill of material. And you can always say, hey, I need to have it done, this bill of material on November 11. The customer told me it needs to be done then. He wants to have the quote then. And then after that, once it's uploaded, you can run your production, create your production orders. So that's the build product management, very important. Cost calculation. You cannot do that in SAP Business One. And every customer who deals with bombs loves that. Okay. Then we have, so now I'm going to show you just part of produce and part of inspect, because we really talking about remote. Because if I'm an operator, I'm on the shop floor. Okay, I have to go to work and I have to be on the shop floor. Okay, terminals. But I'm a manager and I can't make it to work because they told us not everybody should come to work. I'm the shop manager. I can handle everything from here because what I do is I have full visibility what's going on. I'm gonna log on as the shop floor manager, but I'm logging on as the shop floor manager. I want to know who is working on what production order, what's going on the shop floor. Yes, you can do that. I'm on a browser again. I'm at home. I'm sitting at home. I'm logging on. Make it a little bit bigger. I have a different screen. I traveled. Now I have my big screen back. I see here I have two operators working on production orders. These two working on the same production order, probably different operation, and this one works on another one. So she's working on two production orders, and this are the resources they're using. I also see how many were closed the last 7 days, which ones were on time and not on time. I have none. I see how many missed start dates I have. I can always drill back to a production order on a detail view. So I see that this is for this customer, this is the item. I see everything. I see that this has 2 steps. The first was completed, the first route stage, the second one has been worked on. So you have a full overview right here, what's going on the shop floor. Of course, the production manager can always go in here. He has a detail view. And you see he sees what's in high priority, medium. That's something the production manager, shop floor manager configured when it should change to what priority. I also see some framed and some not. The ones they are framed, I change them out manually. You see, if I let the system calculate it, looking at my configuration, it does not have a frame, but as soon as I change it manually, I have a frame. You see exactly how many operations, route stages each production order have, what's going on, if it's completed, it has been started, or if there was a partial stop. If all the route stages are completed, you can finalize it. It closes it in SAP. You don't have to go to SAP. And you also as the shop floor manager can release the production orders you want to release. This one is not released now. That means the operators cannot see it. But once I release it, they can see it and can start working on it. The beauty is I'm sitting at home and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not in SAP and I really want to release that. The customer just emailed me. I'm going to check if I have the material available to actually make this product. So we have a material check there for you. And here you see everything is green. I'm good. I can release it. If it's yellow, you have it on order. And if it's red, you have a problem. So me as the production manager, I release it. So the operators there actually went in on the shop floor. They can start working on it. So I have full visibility as the manager. Very nice. You just connect through the browser. Perfect tool, so you don't have to go into SAP. And of course, I'm just going to show you The operators are the one they're working on the shop floors. What they have a tablet, they go in, they see all released production orders. Oops. Oh, can't log on. Produce operator. And then they just click start and stop, register time and material. It's terminals for SAP. Okay, so that's one thing you need to remember. And I gotta see my, oh, there we go, card number. That's what I want. Clicked on the wrong thing. So here we go. This is an operator, just so you see it, since I'm talking about it. They see all this. You see, I started working on this. I clicked start 65 hours ago. I'm working actually on several. Before I started working on this production order, I looked at my instructions, me as the operator, what I have to do. So very, very nice feature that you have instructions, and at the end they would go stop and they register time and material. So those are the shop floor workers, and you as the manager know exactly what's going on. Doesn't matter where you are at. And it's the same. I'm going to show you really quick with inspect quality control. Yes, we have a quality control solution. We have a manager and we have an operator. Operator does the same. They see their quality control orders and they execute the examples. They're checking all the samples they need to check. And the manager has full visibility what's going on a quality control order. They know if it's in progress, if it has been finished, and so on. They have full visibility and they set up the rules. They set up the inspection plans. They set up everything. And that's this solution. Again, you don't have to be in SAP. You go in as the inspection manager. I'm at home. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't make it to work. But I have to work. So you log on as the manager. So I'm the manager. I know exactly what's going on with my inspection orders. Here are all my inspection orders. I see this one is completed and it failed. I see all those came from a goods receipt because I can put the logic in there when to create an inspection order, a quality control order. I see this one came from a production receipt. I see that I maybe created one manually. Of course, you gotta have the flexibility and say, oh, I just saw these 50 pieces out there. I gotta create an inspection order for them to check it. So you have full visibility. You can always drill back and see, hey, this inspection order had 6 samples to check and 1 failed, so it was not okay. And then I see also from which goods receipt it came, from which vendor, when it did it and who did it. And then you can always print a quality certificate to send back to your vendor. Let's say it was a goods receipt, I believe, and send them the quality certificate, which we implemented here. You put in release. Let's talk about this. So this means it has not been released. They cannot working on it. Same concept like we had on the produce. Okay. So I know exactly what's going on. If I go here, if I have one in progress, so I see that one of my operators is working on this inspection order, and you see that that it is 20 units. I have 2 samples. They only did 1 sample. They haven't done the second sample yet. Okay, so and then you create the rules of the samples, how many samples it needs to create. You automate everything. It's going back like print and deliver. You automate it. You set the rules and it does it for you. So here it says if I receive in between 1 and 20 to 10% samples, 21 and 40, 20% samples, and so on. You create the inspection plans. You can have many different inspection plans. Okay, if I go in here, I have 2. This is the name of the inspection plan. I have 100% target approval target. The first test is a pass or a fails. What's really nice, you can put defect codes in there if they make it fail. The second one is a variable test. They have to wait something. Then I could add a 3rd test, maybe another variable test, maybe another attribute test, and you just decide what you wanted to measure. And what's the beauty is you create your measurement units here because every customer is different, right? So maybe you have to do like humidity or whatsoever. You create the measurement units here. And of course, the most beautiful thing, you have all your plans set up, sampling plans, and so on. Here's your automation. So you are at home, you as the manager, all you have to check is the inspection orders because you know that you have it configured. When somebody receives a goods receipt in, those are all my rules. Like I have a vendor rule saying if I receive from this vendor, or this vendor, one of those three vendors, only those three vendors, I want to create quality control order per document line or per batch. You decide. I want to release it automatically. If I bring in items, batch items, they're locked, I can tell it, hey, if the quality control order passes, I want you to release the batch. So here you create your rules on your goods receipt PO or production receipt. And what it does those inspection orders automatically. So when I do a goods receipt in SAP, I don't know there was an inspection order created because I really don't. I'm the receiver, but you as the inspection manager, you configured when do you want to create an inspection order. So all the configuration is here, full visibility on this, also for the manager. That's why you can log in from anywhere where you want. And the operator would be just like on the other side. They see the inspection orders and they do the samples. Of course, they have to be on site because they actually physically have to touch the samples, right? And all that, but just so you see it. So you see it here, my inspection orders looks just like on the production side. And I have been working on this one and I see I have two samples. I did 1 out of 2. So I can do the next sample, this passed, or I say, no, this one didn't pass. I got to do a defect code. And then those I have to measure something and I have to weight something. Okay, so and then once I review it, it's going to go away for me because I'm finished with it. And then the manager gets it back and they can do with it. They can send a certificate or whatever they have to do. And of course, we like when it passes. So again, you have inspection manager, log on from anywhere on the browser. It's browser based. It's a cloud solution and you have full access to your inspection plans. And of course, all those items come from SAP. We are looking at the SAP database, of course. Okay, it's real time. Okay, and customers are all over it because SAP doesn't have a quality control solution. They don't have terminals. They don't have a production order manager overview as nice as this one. I think this one to me is my favorite, and also this one. Okay, because you know exactly what's going on the production floor, and that's what you want. Okay, so that was inspect manager, produce manager, and that was it. I'm gonna go back really quick to those 3 I showed you today. There was a lot here. I apologize for that. I should have cleaned it up. This is the one. So it's CRM for Outlook. You do your customer relation all in Outlook. Do your documents, sales orders, quotation activities in Outlook. Very simple to use. People know Outlook. The learning curve is almost nothing. Use print and delivery to send out or print out documents. Same with production orders. Let's say you run MRP, the production orders are created in SAP, and then all those production orders are created. Check it every 5 minutes. All the new production orders needs to print out maybe somewhere on the shop floor, or if you still print. If you have produce operator terminal, you really don't have to print it anymore because you have the instructions, everything on there. But use print and delivery for that. And then the Boyum Cloud products, you see logistic. It manages your logistics flows offset because you're browser based.
And I think that's brilliant. And with the messaging that Ascari have always done to our customers is the fact that we've been cloud first thinking since we started in 2013. Yes. So not only are the vast majority, and I mean high 90% of our customers already accessing a purpose-built cloud platform for SAP Business One on Amazon Web Services, this allows non-core SAP users to carry on working and linking to the system. And that's where I think this is the real strength, Rosie, is it's all about giving people the flexibility, especially as the more I hear about things. Yes, people are opening their offices again, but a lot of them are now doing a mix and match of working from home and working in the office, as opposed to just working in the office constantly. So it does give more flexibility to customers in how they use their system and get their data to work for them. But I think this has been a really good session in actually just demonstrating what the art of the possible is over and above core SAP users.
Exactly. So do you guys, do you have any questions? I think you can unmute yourself because we are using Teams. Are there any questions you have?
If anyone has any questions, please join in now. Doesn't appear so. But it's been a great presentation. Thank you, Rosie. I think welcome. The CRM for Outlook is a really powerful tool. It does open up a world of opportunity for a lot of people, and certainly when it comes to Boyum Cloud and printer delivery, the automation that can go in there, and the ability to maintain management control over tasks on a shop floor somewhere or in a warehouse, if it's to do with quality control as well. Not being on site doesn't stop you from doing your job. That's fantastic. That's something that was unheard of years ago.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys want a deeper dive on any of those products, and I know I misspelled here a lot on the Boyum Cloud, please, or any of our products, please just contact Alan and we can do a one-to-one with you. And there's Alan, I'm sure you have Alan's information.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely. Brilliant. In that case, Rosie, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Thank you everyone for attending today. Oh, Maria, did you want to ask a question?
No, I just want to say thank you for the presentation.
You're very welcome.
Oh, thank you for joining, Maria. Yes, if you have any questions or later, unless you have any now, please let Alan know, or if you want to meet and see a little bit more or more deep dive, let us know. Okay?
Yes, of course, sure.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Speak to you soon.
You're more than welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.